1. Welcome everyone to Tuesdays with Tim, featuring Randy Watts' station, Monomo, and Latter Daily Digest. And I'm getting flamed from my phone, and I don't know.
Hello,
And so,
everybody.
welcome to the show.
We're here.
Randy, how you been since last Tuesday, even though I saw you on Sunday at the Salt Lake Expositor?
You know, I have been great. It's been a wonderful week. Today, it was even topped off with something better because I got from our, I know her real name, but I don't know if she uses it. But it's Crochet Tapir or Tapir Crochet. Anyway, look what I got. We could have a Tapir fight.
Yay. Okay.
So
Yay.
yeah. So she was so sweet and sent it to me and said that she felt bad that, Gene and Tim got one and I didn't. And so I did a little happy dance when I got mine.
Oh.
It's like when I got the picture from Michelle. I felt included.
Yep, finally entering the fray of the famous people.
Right? Man, I spent all day today on social media.
Did it hurt?
It was it was very busy answering and creating. I wish I got paid for this because I sure love to do it.
Yeah. When you reach my heights, then you can just bask and relish in the $1.27 a day that just rolls in.
What would I do? Seriously, what would I do with all of that?
Well, if you spend all day on social media, you'd probably try to spend all day trying to figure out what to do with the $1.27 that you found.
You think about it, every 3 months at that rate, I could fill my gas tank.
Yeah, and go for a ride. And thank the internet.
My truck kind of sucks up that gas. But you know what? I love the fact that our people are here and we have such a great crowd. And you know what? Not all of them show up in the chat because I've gotten so many messages from people this week saying how much they love the show. And boy, you can't beat that with a stick. It's really nice that people show up for us. And good people, not just normal people, really good people.
So we're virtually in Tim's living room, sort of. And Tim, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm a little sad.
I'm going to guess you did not spend all day on Facebook. That's my guess.
Haven't been on Facebook since Sunday morning.
Wow, I would say that shows so much restraint and so much, willpower, but it could be something else. Do you want to explain to people why, if they're watching and they're wondering why you're not answering their Facebook messages?
Facebook suspended my account.
Oh, that's so aggravating.
Now, it'd be okay if it was like on suspenders and it was just dangling.
Right.
Or
if it was just Facebook jail,
or if you even knew like what your sentence is and when it's coming back, or what you can do, but it's like screaming into the void. You don't even know what to do hardly.
Yeah,
nope.
It's not like they have a phone number you can call, which I
talk to a human being.
Oh, I hate that you can't call them. You can't call anyone. Remember the days when you used to, if there was a business you needed to speak to or you were getting their service, you could just get on the phone and call them and talk to a service representative. You remember those days?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gone now.
Even eBay, you have to contact them through some weird way to do it, to have them call you back. It's nuts.
Yeah. Gratefully, Apple will still answer their phones.
Oh,
Uh, but
Apple will.
it's a long wait, but you can talk to, you know, people who will help you out.
Wow.
But did
Well-
anyone stay up last night to watch the eclipse and the red moon?
No.
Oh, I did. I actually.
How was it?
Oh, it was really neat. You know, I don't know if it's worth staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning and then walking out and snapping pictures, but I'll show you some of the pictures that I got. I'll load them up and show you. It's really cool. Obviously, Christ is coming. The second coming is here because, you know, the moon turned to red blood.
Okay. Have an answer for MBW 777. I have no idea what I did. Okay. I don't know what I did.
I do. He reposted stuff that had to do with Israel and things. And
But
Israel doesn't like
everybody's
that.
doing that.
Well, they've been hitting me for a few days on and off that I violated something. They went back a year or two and they found nothing that I posted, but something that I shared that somebody else posted. So I don't know. I don't know.
There's so many people that are doing that, sharing that. I can't imagine they're all getting booted off.
Well,
That makes no sense.
I don't know.
The whole idea of Facebook is to share all the crap that everybody else shares.
Right? It's social media.
And they shouldn't just ban you right away. They should have been giving you warnings. Like, hey, the thing you posted was shitty. Stop it. Right?
But they didn't say, I don't know. But that's not why I'm sad.
Oh, that's not why you're sad?
No, we had to put Sally down.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Yeah.
Lay down, Sally.
That is.
She just came into my. I got up yesterday and she came into my. She sleeps on my bed and then she came to the bathroom, went out to the bathroom and she went. I have a kitty litter next to me in the bathroom. She went to the bathroom and I got on my bed and she came in and she laid on my chest for a while and then she laid next to me and she didn't move. And then around 1 o'clock, my roommate came home and took her to the vet, and that was it.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
How long have you had Sally?
She was 16, I think.
Wow.
15 or 16.
Do cats live longer than dogs?
Yeah, cats can live up to 20 years or so.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's almost cruel that we fall in love with our animals like they're family members. And then we only get, 10, if we're lucky, to 20 years with them. But with dogs, I don't even know if dogs live that long. My little Oliver, I dread the day that happens.
So that was a top selling point for pet rocks. You wouldn't have to put it down for like 3 million years.
And only then if it was subject to erosion.
Yeah. So who wants to go first with a funny Mormon or memorable Mormon testimony meeting?
Okay. We had this one guy in our ward growing up who would get up and tell stories. And there were a couple of times that the bishop or a bishopric member had to actually get up and tell him to stop. It was so funny. So funny.
How old were you?
I was a deacon in my teenage years that I remember it.
Yeah, so when stuff happens like that when you're a teenager,
it's profound.
It's very profound.
It's like, holy smoke, that can actually happen. Just in general, probably everybody experiences this, but there's sort of like every month there's like a sign-up list where we can't do a fast and testimony unless Brother Jones and Sister June Say and Fred Banana Stand all get their time in, right?
Right.
And so sometimes, like the meeting's going, and you're thinking, "Oh, Brother So and So hasn't gotten up yet. What's wrong with him?"
Exactly.
You know, it's like the Earth is like off a little bit, the kilter.
Right.
Then we had some guy who was called the baritone barrister. His name was Richard King. He would play at the Oakland Temple pageant in the theater that they had. Joseph Smith or Brigham Young. Every 4 or 5 years, he'd play somebody else, and he could just belt out the stuff. And he would like refuse a microphone and just like, no, I'm gonna project my voice. And I'm going to just be like this, and I don't need the help of a microphone.
You've got one of those projecty kind of voices, Gene.
Yeah, well, I learned from him. So he actually did a singing show in Vegas. He would open for bigger acts in like a lounge singer.
Without a microphone.
And he was a lawyer in our area. He had 2 other brothers that were lawyers, and they were the King family, King, and King. And they were very famous around here, from Fremont north to Oakland.
Wow.
It was, it made me proud to be a Mormon because of the things that their exploits and their fame and their billboards that they would put up and stuff,
Well, you should be proud anyway, Gene, to be a Mormon.
Yep.
So anyway, that's some of my stories. Randy, was there another one?
Wait, let's see. We're 2 minutes and 7 seconds into it, and you both are done. That's it.
We're rotating.
Short program.
We're rotating.
Not doing our whole thing.
We're only sharing the high points.
Well, I'll tell you, and I believe that this is going to be repeating a story, but when I lived in Memphis, Tennessee, we had a gal get up, and as she was walking up to the stand, she was a lady of color, and she was just the sweetest lady. And as she was walking up to the stand, she took a handkerchief out of her purse and she placed it over her head. And she got up and she said, "Brothers and sisters, blah, blah, blah. I know the church is true, like bear my testimony, blah, blah. And I'm wearing this handkerchief because I found that when I put it on my head, I received revelation direct from God. And so I would like to prophesy to you." And she put her hands in the air, and it was like, "Brothers and sisters." And then she spoke as though it was coming straight from God. And that went on for a couple of testimony meetings, and then the bishop assigned me, thank you,
to receive testament, to receive the word of God.
I had to tell her that it's probably best that she just bear her testimony and keep her revelation personal to her. But it didn't stop her in Relief Society. The sisters told me in Relief Society, she does it every week. When when the lesson starts, she'll put her handkerchief over her head and she'll receive that revelation to know if the teacher is telling the truth or not.
So that's her seer stone. Her Yom Anthumim is her handkerchief.
Her Samson in his hair, something like that.
Well, Joseph Smith blessed a handkerchief in Nauvoo to send around to people when they were sick. So,
really?
Yeah.
Not knowing that he was sending around making people sick.
Right. Yeah, he blessed a handkerchief and sent it around when people were dying of cholera and stuff.
Oh, that's handy. It's like the woman who found out that her husband was psychologically off. he thought he was a chicken. And she went to the doctor and she said, my husband thinks he's a chicken. What do I do? And he says, well, we can get him in therapy and hopefully he'll realize he's not. And she says, oh, hell no. Heaven knows I can use the eggs. Oh dear. Cracking myself up.
It's nothing like egg producing friends and relatives.
That's a good one, Randy. That's a very good one.
Here is I was saying that, I stayed up until 3:00 and then I took my little chihuahua and we went outside. And by the way, 3:00 in the morning in Spokane, Washington is freaking freezing.
I bet it is.
My robe on and I had the telescopic lens on my phone and my hands shake anyway. And every little tiny movement showed up. I got a few good pictures, but I wanted to share. This is what the moon looked like last night at about 3:05.
Okay.
Well, that was fun, wasn't it? I've got more, but go ahead and talk.
Well, wait.
Another one.
So it looked like the moon turned to blood for you.
No, I have bloodier ones.
Oh, bloodier ones? Okay.
I've got bloodier ones.
Let's see them.
Well, see now the pressure's on because now I have to hurry and find it. This is what
we always had this one sister who talked about her problems with her varicose veins and how the Lord tests her every month because of these things.
Well, that's a test, all right.
Transmissions. That's good, Kinder Kim. Transmissions. Okay.
Transmissions. Yeah, travel logs is always fun.
Yes, always fun.
Stand up and tell everybody where they've been the last month, or why they weren't at the fast testimony. I mean, the prior month because they were on vacation visiting their 72 grandkids or something.
This is the moon.
You took that picture, Randy?
I did, yes.
Wow.
I took about 200 pictures, and then I had to go through and toss out the ones that were blurry or shaky.
Yeah. Some varicose veins are in there as well.
Yeah, there's some varicose action going in there. But yeah, it got coppery red like that. It was really cool. And I was expecting maybe, I would see the whole sky light up and Jesus Christ descend. But I did not. And there she is, taper crochet. I was bragging about my incredible taper. So thank you so much for sending me this. Yeah, we can have taper fights or tapir.
We can have a taper. What is it? I wonder what a group of tapers is called.
All I know is mine's better than yours, Randy, and yours, Tim. Mine's
no,
better.
actually,
no, mine's better.
You know what she told me, and I don't know if she uses her real name, so I won't. But she said that you guys have good tapers or tapirs, but I have the Supreme because she used the extra good materials for mine.
Well, that's what she says to everybody.
Well, I don't want to know that. Hurt my feelings.
A group of tapers is called a candle. So we have a candle of tapers.
Wow.
A candle?
Mm-hmm. A group of tapers is called a candle.
Seriously. Like crows, a murder of crows.
I love it though. Well, look at everything can't just be a bunch, right? It's a congress of monkeys. It's a murder of crows. It's a clatter of cats.
It's funny, even in Congress, it's a Congress of monkeys.
It is a Congress of monkeys.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So now we know what tapers
we all
are.
have taper envy.
You know what? Mine's just a little bit longer than you guys' too. I just want to throw that in there.
Really?
Well,
I can stretch mine out and make it longer.
no, that's just what I'm saying. Okay.
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
Story, and
My
I'm
taper's going to get you. My Tommy the Taper. Oh, I just gave him a name. This is Tommy the Taper.
You need to realize.
Mine's Tabitha.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Huh. You know what? I named mine Ben, but I'm going to have to change that to Ben Hur.
Okay. Better. Okay.
So size doesn't matter when it comes to tapers.
No.
We love our tapers. I love my taper. Now I gave it a name tonight. See, it's perfect.
Two bros, attempted murder. Love that.
Okay. Attempted murder.
Our taper.
Yeah, my cousin had a book that talked about everything, in groups, and I read it at her house one time. I sat there and I read the whole thing. I was cracking up, because you can't just call it a group of, a herd of. It's got to be, so you know exactly what you're talking about when you mention a murder or a candle now or a clouder. So,
Songs. This is our taperist, by the way.
yeah, these are tapers.
Taper Crochet, which is, I found out her real name. That's actually her name, Taper Crochet. She goes by Tape. Hey, come on. This is the best I've got, guys.
The
Is
best you've got?
my mic off?
No, your mic's on.
Well, I need a little response. That was clever what I was saying.
What did you say?
Her real name is Taper Crochet.
Oh,
She
okay.
goes by
Taper.
Tape.
Oh, okay. Ha ha ha. I missed it.
Sometimes I'm choking on my juice. Sometimes I feel like RFM looks when he says something and I think it's funny and Bill doesn't even respond.
Well,
He
that's Bill
thinks he-
for you.
He thinks he's funnier than he is. I think I'm much funnier than I really am.
Okay. I shall agree with that.
Well, I didn't want you to agree with that, but it's like when you do an impersonation of someone and the person looks at you and then I have to say, well, in my head, that sounded exactly like him.
Like you. Come here, Jasmine.
Yeah, they should have a ward calling called a taperist.
This is a horse. Remember that. This is a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had songs as a co-host. She's a great co-host.
Yes,
Podcaster.
she is.
Yes,
She just doesn't
wonderful.
want to get out there too much too because of her public job. She doesn't want too many people to say, "What? You're Mormon too? Or you were Mormon?"
All right.
Maybe
Oh, no.
some of the fruits and vegetables were wrong, and we can call them tapercots.
Taper cuts.
If the
That's
fruits
cute.
and vegetables in the Book of Mormon were wrong.
Did you see what I did there, Gene? I chuckled and I laughed.
Yeah, almost as if I said something funny.
Yeah, it wasn't sincere, but at least it made you feel
Yeah.
good.
So you're trying to show us a pattern that we should do do that for you.
Trying to get that into your minds.
See, if only I was as good as you, I could have a board and do the chuckle, press the chuckle button instead of going through all the effort.
Yeah, I can
try
do
to
that.
listen to you and respond to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I could just have a soundboard and press a button.
Yes. I'm a little nervous about that because that you remember that time when I had just first gotten it
Yeah.
and it
It
kept
almost seemed like it
repeating
worked.
what everyone said, and I didn't know how to turn it off.
Well, there's that.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
You're learning. You're learning. You're learning. You're learning.
Right.
All right, Gene. What about your ward? Any funny?
So, what other stories? Then there's always like there's maybe 10 minutes to go in the meeting.
Right.
And like 4 or 5 people are lined up. And then the one person takes like all 10 minutes.
Right.
And it didn't ever happen except for maybe in their brains. The other 3 people had to sit down. But if I could hear them now, they're probably saying, fuck. I didn't get to show God how good I am in fast and testimony meeting.
They said, does anyone want to hear Gene?
And then sometimes like the bishop will get up, like if there's too long of a pause. And like, well, I guess I got to fill dead air.
Yeah.
Right on. Right on.
And here's the best line. People finally get up and they say, I guess I would be remiss if they didn't get out, if they didn't use the time wisely or something.
Yeah, that's always a good word.
Jen's trying to get my taper.
Tim, you look mighty dapper tonight.
I do.
Yeah. Got a nice shirt on and you got your banner behind you there.
I just came back from the dentist. I got a tooth filled.
Is there a dress up requirement?
No.
So somebody come on in the show and share some other interesting thing. I mean, even if we had Tim's favorite person here, we could have them come on and tell us how they got fired up one time because they felt the spirit so much. That still would be a good, memorable testimony meeting. We're not.
Yes.
I had good experiences listening to people sometimes, right? They're just not as memorable as the ones that don't fit the pattern.
Well, the oddballs always stick out.
Yeah.
I had an experience once again. Oh no, this was in Mesa, Arizona. We had this kid get up there and was bearing his testimony, and he was, I think he was about a senior in high school. He was a year behind me. And all of a sudden he started slurring his words.
Oh no.
And yeah, people are, like, what the heck is going on? And his eyes rolled back and he just went straight back.
Whoa.
Yeah, right into the benches. Fortunately, the bishopric was able to, run and kind of catch him and break his fall. But that's hard to play that off. Cool.
Hey, I had a thought, Randy. You should go find that clip of the girl telling that she's different and God loves her, and then they ask her to sit down. Do you think you can find that?
I have it loaded. I have it loaded up.
Oh my gosh. Well, before you do that,
yeah.
When I was in the singles ward in Colorado Springs, there was this guy, his name was Charlie, and nobody would go out. The girls wouldn't go out with him. So he got up in fast and testimony and he started to berate the women of the ward.
What?
Yeah, seriously.
Oh my gosh.
That reminds me a dad getting up and talking about how his daughter was coming next month and she was single and she was 33 years old and her biological clock was ticking.
Well, I got up right after him and I said, how dare you? These women have standards. Some of them go out with me.
Then he said, now I'm really mad.
He probably was, but I didn't care.
What does Tim have that I don't have?
Because, yeah, and some of the girls going, who I had dated came up, thank you for defending. Nobody wants to go out with him, and I knew why, but it was just funny. It was just funny.
He probably figured your taper was a little longer than his was.
His was, yeah. I'm sure it was longer than his was.
Yeah. He had taper envy.
So the only thing wrong with Darrell's comment is Randy sticks like glue to Spokane and doesn't go to Thrive, doesn't go to Sunstone.
Listen, I could kick myself in the butt.
Randy's doing his best.
I will be there next time. I'll be there next time.
Okay. Are you gonna have your family change their vacation thing?
Well, oh shoot, is it always that time of the year?
Well, it's really close,
Yes.
but
It's always the third. It's always the third.
it's like they try to do the last
weekend.
week of July. So try to get your family to change to the second and last week of July.
Are you
Well,
talking
I will.
Sunstone?
Yeah, I will. I'll have to chat with them about that.
Just a minute. Just a minute.
That's right. Randy grows on you. If you've seen him once, you've seen him 500 times on shorts he puts out.
Too many of his videos. Yeah, well, I used to do quite a few TV shows back in the day, but I looked young, so you wouldn't know me.
They were just local, Mesa, Arizona.
Local. The only one that was not local was the what is it? The telethon, the muscular dystrophy telethon.
Jerry Lewis telethon.
Yeah, but Jerry, I didn't get to meet Jerry because it was a remote, broadcast from Spokane. No, from Memphis, Tennessee.
Uh-huh.
So
what was it?
What is
muscular dystrophy?
Muscular dystrophy. Yeah, I think that was what it is. One of the telethons.
Yeah.
I have pictures, but it was before video.
So
Salt Lake City.
Kinder Camp. Somebody. I read anti-Mormon literature, and I'm so strong.
I would be happy to forever be known as somebody that introduces somebody to Megan Connor.
Yes.
Megan is awesome.
Megan we love Megan.
Yeah.
We love Megan.
Yeah, we do love
Megan and Kiki are a pair that is unstoppable. We tell you.
Right?
Yep.
When you ready for me to run Savannah's testimony?
Yes, run Savannah's testimony.
Okay,
because that would have been really memorable for everybody who was there. That's all I can say.
This raises my blood pressure a little every time because it pisses me off so much. Everyone is a child of God. And you're welcome to the meetings. Yeah, right. This is a little 14-year-old girl.
Yeah. And I just want to, just before you play it, I just want to remind everybody of this really cool statement.
The Lord does not need your money.
Because we should play that early and often on every show.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Now, forgive me because you're going to, this is part of a previous video that I made with about the LGBTQ.
Do an intro for it or something?
No, I'll go right into it. But here we go.
Already uncomfortable. I have seen this.
That sound.
Hi, my name is Savannah, and I want to share my testimony with you. I believe I'm a child of heavenly parents. I don't know if they talk to us, but I feel in my heart that they made me, and that they love me. I believe I was made the way I am, all parts of me, by my heavenly parents. They did not mess up when they gave me brown eyes, or when I was born bald. They did not mess up when they gave me freckles, or when they made me to be gay. God loves me just this way, because I believe that He loves all His creations. I do not believe He made me. I do believe He made me this way on purpose. No part of me is a mistake. I do not choose to be this way, and it is not a fad. I cannot make someone else gay, and being around me won't make anyone else this way. I believe that God wants us to treat each other with kindness, even if people are different, especially if they are different. Christ showed us this. I believe that we should just love. I believe I am good. I try my best to be nice to each other and stick up for those that are hurting. I know I'm not a horrible sinner for being who I am. I believe God would tell me if I was wrong. I hope someday to go on dates, go to school dances, to work hands, and to go off to college. I hope to find a partner and have a great job. I hope to get married and have a family. I know these dreams and wishes are good and right. I know I can have all of these things as a lesbian and be happy. I believe that if God is there, He knows I am perfect just the way I am, and would never ask me to live my life alone or with someone I'm not attracted to. He would want me to be happy. I want to be happy. I want to love myself and not feel ashamed for being me. I ask you.
Oh my God.
Bastards.
That's the stake high councilman talking to the bishop right there, telling him what to do.
Bastards. 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 Bastards.
We are loved. I have no doubt that Heavenly Father has made us all unique in different ways. And I'm grateful for all of you that are here today, sons and daughters of God. Thank you all very much. Grateful for Him Father's plan for us.
Now, here's a little follow-up that you need to hear.
Do we know what's happened
Here's the rest of it.
to her since then?
And not feel ashamed for being me. I ask that you all pay close attention to what you say. You never know who's listening. I had dreams of going to the temple and getting married, and I was very sad when I found out that would never happen for me. And today I choose to find my joy outside of my old dreams from when I was little. I have new dreams and know my earthly parents and heavenly parents love and accept me just the way I am. Amen.
What a beautiful kid.
Right?
Do we know who they are now?
So, anyway, that son of a bitch, that stake high councilman, and the bishop gets up and says, I know we're all children of God, we're unique, and God loves all of us. Oh, but yeah, guess what? I just kicked this young 14-year-old off of the stand for using the term lesbian and saying that she was a lesbian and that she knew she was still a child of God. Are you kidding me?
It's disgusting.
Despicable.
Despicable.
That was, by the way, the people that were with me was mourn with those who mourned, and the two Momo and Anomo
That's
two
close
Momos
enough.
walk into a bar, or two Exmos walk into a bar. Yeah, Katie and Samantha. And they were as disgusted as I was to see these people ask this young girl who's bearing her soul, just get up and tell her to sit down. How embarrassing for that girl. And do you think she'll ever forget that?
Nope.
No, that'll stick with her for life.
Yep.
Hmm.
Everybody in that chapel will stick with for life.
Yeah,
Bastards.
exactly. I'm glad someone had the wherewithal to video that. And that noise, that sound, that sacrament meeting noise. I got razzed a lot because I said I hate it because there's people coughing and kids playing and rustling and benches clacking and
Life happening.
yeah, life is happening. And it's just a sound that is too reminiscent of the 55 years of hell that I went through.
But in a way, that story also reminds me one time when somebody got up and he seemed like, like he was sort of mild and meek and humble, but the bishop wouldn't let him bear his testimony because he probably had been disfellowshipped or excommunicated. And like that would be the only way we would know is the bishop stand up saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, you're not allowed," or whatever he said.
God.
And then you have to find out, like, wow, what is that? Then somebody maybe that's in the know whispers to you why, or somebody has an idea why, and then the rumor mills, start up.
Yeah. The very first Sunday that I went to my Memphis ward in Memphis, Tennessee, I was there with my family and we walked in and it was a fast and testimony meeting. And the first guy to stand up didn't go up to the stand. For some reason in this ward, they had a deacon that would take the microphone to whoever.
That's
had that.
what we used to do. That's how we used to do it.
Yeah.
So anyway, this guy takes the mic and he says that he felt compelled to apologize to the ward because he had just been excommunicated. And, he said, I've been excommunicated and I let you down and I let my family down.
Yeah.
And he's weeping openly. And my heart just broke for him. But he felt like he had to get up and say that to everyone. So,
And that's a contrast between somebody else who was excommunicated and the bishop telling them they can't talk. The bishop let this person apologize or whatever.
Right. Because, that's one of those things that left an indelible impression in my mind, too, is the agony that he was going through. I used to be scared to death. I used to think that was the worst thing that could happen is that you get excommunicated or sent home from your mission, something like that.
Right.
And now I think it'd be a real kick in the head and a privilege to have him come to my door and ask if
Please, Bishop, go to Randy's house in Spokane. Tell him you love him so much you're going to excommunicate him.
There is no fear there because I would tell him that they can kiss my apostate flavored ass. I'm not setting a foot into the stake president's office, and they can just send me whatever they want to send me. I'm a little bitter, especially after watching that video.
Yeah. There's also some guy that maybe not every month, but every few months would talk about how some descendant of his just got married and that he's reporting, his 73rd great grandchild was just born last month, and he would keep us apprised of his Mormon descendants. Spreading his seed was a big thing for him.
Well, so long as he doesn't spill it on the ground.
Since I last looked.
Jules is telling us where Savannah's episodes are. Thank you, Jules, very much.
Randy, do you know how long ago that testimony was? I think it was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, it said at the very beginning.
It was 2017.
9 years
2017.
ago.
Gotcha. Yeah.
What was this? Mormon stories like 1449 to 1450. What was that, Jules? Let's see.
That must be the recent one. And 759 is the old one.
You know, there's another video out that I don't know if you've seen it or not. I should have gotten it ready. I'm
Somebody
sure I
look it
can
up.
find it. But he was a man who was, him and his family visited a ward during testimony meeting and got up there, and he was giving a very nice testimony. But he said, you know, we're from a different ward, but we're visiting today, but I'm trying to, you know, go to different testimony meetings. My whole purpose is to get bishops to stop interviewing young kids about such
Wow.
personal matters. And man, that bishop was up there and kicked him right off the stage. Instead of allowing people to hear someone's point of view. Can't do that. Whether you have a wash rag on your head and you're getting inspiration from God, or expressing your opinion in any way that may not completely jibe with the gospel or the prophet, they'll just kick you right off the stand because no one wants anyone to hear that.
Nope.
I like Song's story. We had kind of a weirdo lawyer who was divorced and single in our ward. He used to get up and everyone would groan. He always addressed his grievances with various ward members. That's hilarious.
That is hilarious.
That's funny. Yeah, people use their testimony meetings for their own purposes, to show everybody how much more righteous they are than everybody else.
My brother on his mission called him slow and thankful money
So unthankful.
instead of fast and testimony.
You know, all I really thought about during fast and testimony meeting was getting home and eating.
Yeah, I thought about going sailplaning. Got to go fly afterwards. Because every fast and testimony, I knew we were going to go out to the desert and fly.
Well, yeah, anything but sitting there in church listening to that sound you just heard. And my here's a fast and testimony meeting story that's not really in the chapel, but this I'll never forget. And I'm sorry if this is repetitious because I know I've told this on a few podcasts. But my best friend and I, it was Fast Sunday, and this was when we had 3 meetings that were separated. Priesthood meetings started at like 8, and Sunday
Right.
school at noon, and then sacrament meeting in the evening, 5 or 6. And it was forever. So after Sunday school, my dad said, "You're going to go to fast and testimony meeting, and I'm going to stay home and irrigate and work." And tried to gaslight me, making me feel bad about that. It's like, I would love to stay home and work, you know, instead of going to testimony meeting. But my best friend David and I, right after Sunday school, we decided we were going to go out of the church, cross the street, down the alley to the Circle K. And we got burritos. We bought a couple of burritos each, and we heated them in their microwave. And of all the times that, I mean, how in the hell could this even happen? My dad needed to get gas. He was irrigating, and he pulled up to that pump, and instead, he had a big old pickup truck, and instead of going back out on the road, he's just going to circle around and go into the alley. And here we are, me and David, stuffing our face with burritos. Oh my gosh, he was so pissed. He didn't say anything until I got home. And then he said, "Oh, well, you know, your mother's been fixing dinner so that you'd have a nice dinner to eat." And yeah, like she was fixing it just for me. and you can forget about eating now. You'll be fine with the burritos that you have in your gut. I didn't forget that very soon. Still haven't.
Well, see, that's when. That's funny. Well, in LA, the Ohio Avenue Chapel, we didn't have any bread, so we'd have to walk up to the Thrifty at the corner of Westwood and Ohio and buy bread because somebody forgot. We buy candy and stuff and eat it on the way back. There's always 3 or 4 of us going. It couldn't just be 1 or 2. It was like the whole quorum. Oh my God.
Yeah. We served in Spain, we served sweet rolls one time. It was a Danish, because the only thing that was open was a pasteleria where they sell pastries. And the elders that were supposed to get the bread didn't. So we went and bought a dozen of these pastries and broke them up, and everyone was loving that particular sacrament because, they take a bite and it's like they'd almost want to reach for more.
Yeah. I go back to church for a cinnamon bun sacrament.
Thank you, Kinder.
Thank you, Kinder Kim. And songs. That's a cute story. Crying. Yeah, people always cry. Turn on the waterworks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny how crying makes the church true.
Exactly. They put wear their emotions on their sleeve and I'm so righteous. Can't you tell I'm crying?
We had an elder in my mission named Cody Cash Edrington, and he was a big old cowboy type guy. And he got up and bore a testimony that I won't ever forget, and it took us all by surprise. He got up there and he said, brothers and sisters, I want to tell you about my big brother. And he said how his brother went on a mission. It was a foreign mission. And he strove to, spread the gospel as much as he could. But the people of the town that he was in were angry and incited. And, they would criticize him and it got to where it was actually a danger. And then he started crying and he says, then they took his life. They killed him.
Oh.
And the chapel went silent. And he said, he's still my brother. And that's what this sacrament represents. His name was Jesus Christ. And everyone's like, "Whew, good one, got us." Because it was Christ that it was talking about.
I saw that one coming.
Yeah, I didn't. That
well, I did. I mean, I didn't probably at the time, but when you started to tell it, I said, "Oh, I know where this is going."
That was the Reader's Digest version, by the way.
Right. Just like the people used to get up and tell the story about the train and the guy's son who died, and because he had to hold the switch so the bridge would stay closed. And
the drawbridge thing.
Yeah.
Do you think that was true, or do you think that it was?
It was me. Yeah. That's exactly what it was. Bullshit. Fared scheiß. Fared merd. Yes, definitely. Coma caca. Right?
Right. You speak Spanish very well. Slow down. We're not that good, Tim.
I know a few Spanish words. Yeah, I mean, they write these stories to get. Remember those books, especially for Mormons? There were like 4 volumes.
Yes.
And those stories, we'd read them and we'd eat it up. And now it's like, and people would take it for sacrament meeting and give a talk out of her to read it for a testimony, you know?
Yeah.
Remember? And
We had those on our bookshelf.
yep. I had all the volumes. I thought they were cool.
You didn't realize that was victory for Satan, did you?
No.
Yeah.
Especially for Satan.
Right.
Right. Hey, somebody come on and share a story, please.
Yeah, we want to hear y'all.
Oh, yeah. There was a time when we were in a meeting and somebody actually came in and sat on the stand and left. That happened actually once, I remember. And everybody's saying, oh, it was one of the 3 Nephites. Yes, they tell those stories. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. We had a guy come give us a youth fireside. Came and spoke to all of the youth. And his claim to fame, and the reason he was doing this fireside circuit, is that he claimed he had seen all 3 Nephites in his
Oh,
life.
God.
Yeah. And I believed him back then, you know. I was
Sure.
like 16, 14, maybe 15.
Your mother was a Kleenex sister? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Feel bad.
What is that? What does that mean?
She cried all the time.
Oh, yeah. Well, I have a Kleenex sister too. Yeah. Gene cries all the time. Every time I'm talking to Gene when we're not on the air,
He
he's crying.
cries.
Yeah. You can tell he's very emotional about this. You're on mute, my friend. You and those beautiful choppers.
Songs calls them Vacation Chronicles, but yeah. What else would you call them?
Yes.
Travel logs.
Travel logs. Yeah. That's the oral version of slides shows. I'm going to show you my slides.
So songs is like quoting somebody. We drove our station wagon full of our kids from Virginia to Salt Lake City. or she's saying that she could do the same thing.
Wow.
That would get my attention though. Somebody was going to talk about that.
My dad was on his way to, I'll call it a fast and testimony meeting. It might have just been a regular sacrament meeting. But there was a guy named Larry Chesley who was rather well known in the church. He was a prisoner of war and he survived. And he gave a lot of talks and traveled speaking about his experiences as an LDS prisoner of war.
Is that the guy that was in a B-57 and he grew another muscle down his back or something? Do you remember that?
Oh, I don't know.
I remember hearing somebody talk, it was MIA or POW, and he talked about Bill.
7 years in Hanoi. He wrote a book.
I don't know if that's the same guy. Maybe that. Yeah. There were what?
Yeah.
I think there were 3 POWs that were Mormon LDS.
Born in 1938.
Because I was at that general conference when April of 73. I was there. That was the only first general conference I ever went to. And I went to general conference. And yeah, the 3. I think it was only 3.
He married somebody named Alice Annette Huntsman.
Are you talking about Larry Chesley?
Yeah.
So he was in our ward in Gilbert.
Okay.
That's where they ended up living. And
he was an Arizona State Senator in 1992.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, my dad was following. What happened was Larry had a calling in the ward. I don't remember what he was, but he had to get there early for a meeting. And so his wife loaded up the station wagon and she would come just in time to get there with the kids, all the kids. And my dad ended up pulling out of our ranch that we had and turning onto the street, and he was behind Larry Chesley's wife and kids. And just at the back of where our lot ended, because we lived on a pretty decent sized ranch, were railroad tracks. They didn't have the arms or anything, but my dad was witness to going onto these tracks, and the train hit them and killed his family. And my dad had to go tell the bishop what had happened, and the bishop had to pull Larry into his office and tell him that his family was gone.
Oh no.
And that, I just can't, I can't imagine.
That was in 1981. His wife
That's
and
about
young
right,
son
yeah.
died in a car accident.
Wow.
Yeah. It's horrible.
I think I remember him making the rounds in California.
So she didn't look both ways.
She was busy with, I don't
Getting
remember
to church.
how many
Getting to
kids.
church. Right? Hurryitis. I got to get to church. I got to get to church.
Yeah. Yeah. How many kids did he have, Gene?
Well, let's see. He just had one child and his wife died.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How tragic.
Young son. So he had only been married for 8 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Doesn't say whether he has any other kids.
Yeah. Yeah. He was a good guy.
No, that wasn't the guy I was talking about. That was another guy, I can tell.
The guy that grew the extra muscle in his back. Is that
Yeah.
from the
That's
jet?
not him. It's not him.
I
Maybe it is him.
I understand that's physically draining to, be in a fighter jet like that, because you have to know when to breathe and
Oh yeah.
what muscles to flex when they're getting all that torque and going straight up.
Did you ever
Yeah.
have people like dueling testimonies, like my testimony is better than yours? Peter Higgs. Pissing contests.
No. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm more righteous than you are type of things. All the time. All the time.
And you got the two-sided coin. Like some people are more blessed because they're given more challenges, and some people are more blessed because they're given more money by God.
Well, some people are blessed because they suffer more problems.
Did you ever have one of those teachers in Sunday school that would take his class or her class outside onto the lawn and have the meetings outside?
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to love that because it was just getting out of that building, toxic environment. So when I was a Sunday school teacher, I did the same thing. I knew how great it was. So hell, I'd take them out every week. I'm surprised the bishop didn't put a kibosh on that.
Well, it was a lot different then. Come on.
Yeah, it was. You're right.
Different.
Yeah.
Everything changed after in the 1980s. Everything changed.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
I keep on trying to find my correct glasses because I'm wearing my bifocals and I can't do this anymore. And I don't know where my other glasses are.
you've got way too many candles on your birthday cake, Gene.
Kinder Kim has an interesting story.
Come on, Kinder, and
Come on, Kinder Kim.
Come
Come
on.
on the line.
tell it
Please.
to us.
Come on line.
Somebody's mom forgot them.
Mom forgot him, and yeah.
Did you ever walk home from church, Tim?
Yeah, I did.
Was it a mile or two or
It was about 5 miles.
5 miles? We were just like 1 mile from church, and occasionally, if my mom was talking too much after sacrament meeting, or the kids would just start walking home.
Well, straight up Overland Avenue right to the temple or Westwood, just straight up. I walked home a couple of times. Not that I was forgotten, but I can't remember what happened.
We had mental
Mental patience.
Mental patience. Now that must have been fun.
You
The
know,
steeple.
an interesting testimony meeting that we had a calling in Gilbert, Arizona that entailed going out to the what do you call it? The psych. It was a big home for
Like a halfway house?
neurodivergent kids who were severely handicapped. And
Ronald McDonald House?
I know we can't use the R word, but that's what it was at the time. And
Mentally challenged.
my wife and I were called to go teach out there, and it was a very humbling and incredible experience because you just got this big room full of these little kiddos that not little, some of them were older, than I am now, but it was very humbling and probably my all-time favorite calling, because I'd just take my ventriloquist dummy out there and the guitar and we'd just sing and entertain, and they loved it.
I don't have a ventriloquist dummy. I think I would just bring Tim.
Okay, I'll go.
Pull his string and watch him do his thing.
Do my thing.
Yeah. Kinder. That's a mini me of Kinder Kim.
This is the sponsored by Gene's
Kinder.
Chocolate time of the show.
All right.
I have to take my mind off my teeth.
How are your teeth doing, Gene? Are you healing up?
Slowly. I have an appointment tomorrow where the doctor's going to check out things and see the progress.
Yay.
Oh, that's strange songs.
A floor with a concrete floor with a steeple on top. Weird. That's a great name for a book, by the way. Weird structure at the back of the
Church.
church. Weird structure at the back of the church.
Do you have any pictures? Oh, is there pictures? Yeah.
That's right. We're doing songs, suggestion, other people's suggestions. You guys said, come on the show.
Yeah, come on, people, please.
Oops.
Hey,
Go ahead.
wait. Where did you go? There we go. Where the sun don't shine.
There you go. There would be no digits attached. It would just be my power of suggestion, my mind control that I exert over Tim.
Ooh.
Well, I got to tell you, brothers and sisters, I am so excited because while it's still very cold at night, it's starting to warm up a little during the day.
Yeah.
And
Sure is.
we're getting into the like mid 40s and up to the 50s the last few days, and it is glorious. The golf courses are starting to open. Um, the the birds are coming out, and the snow is melted. We may get more snow, but I hope not. But this is one of my favorite times of the year. And if I were giving a talk in church, I would use it as an example, saying that wintertime is harsh and everything that was green turns brown, uh, an ugly brown. But then the snow comes along and buries it in white, and everything becomes white and beautiful. And, just looks like a white blanket over the city. And then when that melts, it's just the most fascinating thing to watch everything start turning green, and all the plants that you thought were dead because of the winter start coming back up and new sprouting, and and everything turns green and the birds are singing, and that's what's starting to happen. Yes, exactly like that, Tim.
I
That's
know.
exactly like our ferns growing,
Tim is
Everything
like
comes
Baby
back.
Groot.
right?
Right. Groot, 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 Groot.
I am Groot.
And
Come
guess
on.
what else? The
What?
farmers markets are getting ready to open. We have
That's
about
good.
4 or 5 of good farmers markets here. And I love going. I love looking. I love getting the fresh produce. And um,
Anybody have a fast and testimony meeting where somebody was famous?
Yes, but they never bore their testimony.
Mm.
The
who
kid
was
from My Mother the Car was in our ward. I can't remember. Randy Whipple, I think that was his name. And then the Osmonds, but they were in the other ward. But they used to hop around because kids would look for them in the chapel and they wouldn't be there. They used to go to UCLA branch in our ward. Anyway, let me see. Well, we had this one lady, May Mann, I think was her name. She was a gossip columnist for actresses, and she used to stand outside of the door when I passed the sacrament. Whenever any of us would go, I got left all alone. Would go in the Westwood Chapel. You go out the door, and there was a cry room on the east side of the building. You'd go out the chapel door, and then you'd go in the crime, and she would be standing there, and she'd take the sacrament really fast. You'd go up with the water, and she'd drink it, and then she would leave. That's all she did. It's really weird. Weird. Very weird. Yeah, My Mother the Car. Yeah, Randy Whipple, right? Am I right, Kinder Kim? No.
Oh,
We
85.
had some of the King family, I think, in our ward too. I think.
Like the
I can't
King
remember.
sisters, the singers.
I think so. I don't remember. Well, we had a lot of Hollywood people. Most of the people that I knew were behind the scenes. Yeah. Trying to think. I only remember the Osmonds because Donnie and his brothers were in Scouts with us. Yeah, a 1928 Porter.
The first time that I passed the sacrament as a 12-year-old, and I was so excited. They taught me, they ran through with me how to do it, and go from row to row. You send it off and then go to the next row and you receive it. The bishop's wife was, she was very, she was pretty, if can I say, rotund. And I've never met a human that consumes more sugar than G. Judson, ever. Anyway, so she had ample cleavage, and so I passed the sacrament, and she took a piece of bread and she went to put it in her mouth, and it dropped down her cleavage. So she quickly looks around and kind of digs for it, and couldn't get to it because it had sunken down into the Bering Straits or whatever. So so she had to take another piece of bread. That was fun.
Those poor bishops' wives with having to sit in the pews with the kids when their husband was on the stand.
Right.
Well, an hour and a quarter. Nobody's hopping on.
That's too bad. I would love for y'all to hop on and share with us here.
What's wrong with these people?
I know, right?
We could chat about Randy's idea for next week.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Give
What
people
is that
interested.
again?
Randy, you
I thought
want
it
to
would be
preface your
great
idea?
I thought it'd be great to make a list of all the things. I actually have one, and I need to send it to you, Tim. All of the things that the Mormon Church does that's never even mentioned in the Bible or the Book of Mormon. It's not even mentioned in the scriptures, yet the church has taken it upon themselves to make that doctrine, to make those policies, to issue those commandments. And then
Right.
the Oz. So yeah, I think that would really be a good idea. Can I hear from the audience? Thank you. So
in a way, you're saying, like, where do they come from?
the audience?
No. Where do all these things that are not scripture related come from?
These ideas.
Do you just forget that we have prophets of God here on the earth?
Where? Where?
Well, they're at the head of the church. They're in the church office buildings. My goodness. And the one that we have currently now is Dallin Oaks.
No, Dallas hoax.
Dallas hoax. Yeah, it's handy that we have these prophets that can lead and guide us, walk beside us, and help us find the way through these.
Lead me, guide me, walk beside me, help me find the way. Teach me all that I must. Is it know or do? To live with him someday.
It used to be no, and then they
That's
changed
right.
it when we were
That's
kids.
right. That's when Kimball got up afterwards, and it's on video somewhere. He's saying, I think we should change it from no to do.
Yeah. Yep. So, I was talking to someone online today, and we were talking about that very thing, how amazing it is. That, well, it was Bad Wife Green, Amy. She mentioned that we were talking about some of the crazy things, and she said, do you think that if the prophet told the members of the church to walk off of a cliff, do you think they would?
Yes.
And I said, sadly, I do, because this is Prophet Dallin Oaks, who told everybody that if you have gay kids, don't let them stay the night if they're with their partners at your home. If they come to visit you for the holidays or whatever, do not let them stay overnight, because it makes it look like you are supporting your children. Well, no effing kidding. Of course I'm going to support my kids, you twit. But
That's right.
if these parents of gay people will do what he says and not let their kids stay over for the holidays, yeah, they sure as hell would jump off of the cliff if the prophet told them to, because he knows what he's doing, and that's straight from God. And he doesn't even have to wear a washcloth on his head.
Oh, yeah. Songs is talking about,
Yeah, he played Tom Sawyer as well, I think, in a movie.
yeah, what's his face? I knew him too. Saw him at BYU a few times. He had some drug problems.
Who was that? Who has the drug problems?
Hang on.
The redhead from Family Affair. Mr. French's charge.
Johnny Whitaker.
Johnny Whitaker.
Oh,
Johnny Whitaker.
what about Johnny? I know that he was Buffy.
He
With
had
Jody.
some
He's
problems
Stay
with
high.
I mean, he was Jody. Because
He was-
I never got that. The kid's
He
name
had-
was Jody, and it was a boy.
Jody can be a boy or a girl. Hi, Kiki. Yeah, he had some substance problems later on, substance abuse. Johnny Whitaker, yeah, he talks about it in his biography.
Is he still Mormon?
I don't know.
Tim, you're not keeping up with these folks?
Hang on.
Timmy's
let
your
me
friend.
see.
Invite him on the show. Damn it.
I haven't seen him since the 60s. Give me a break.
I saw him come to Arizona at the Eagles Forum and speak.
Well, he's still doing he's still acting. So he was
not
a
really a
bishop.
household name. Hey, and guess what? Guess who has just joined us? It's
Kiki.
Kiki.
Kiki's here. Come
Kiki
on,
could-
Hey, I
Kiki.
love you,
Kiki could come on and give us a story and promote her channel if she wants.
Put the link in the chat.
I'll put the chat in the link.
Wait, whose song's talking about?
That Johnny Whitaker was one of her.
Buffy, my friend in my ward, said that was her cousin. Buffy, wait, one of them killed themselves.
That was Buffy.
Is that Buffy?
Yeah, and she was young, wasn't she? Like pretty young at that point.
Yeah.
So
she
Kiki,
killed
you could
herself.
come on with just having something show up like this. You just do that. Then we can hear you talk. Unless you
And
so
sound
what?
different. Unless you sound different in jammies and we wouldn't recognize you.
By the way, most of us have seen you in your jammies on the video you did with Megan. We saw you without makeup.
Kinder Kim says that she'll prepare a show. Okay, Kinder Kim, pick a topic, prepare a show, and you can come on.
Yeah.
You know, Kiki has a testimony meeting story that would be fantastic to hear, because that's what this is about tonight.
Yeah,
and
Kiki.
it's an experience she had in testimony. You know what I'm talking about, Miss Kiki, Miss Kirsten.
Yes.
Why did Anissa Jones? Anissa Jones is Buffy.
Me and Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones. Yeah, Jody was a guy that I never got it. Why his name was Jody instead of Steve.
I had a friend named Jody.
A guy?
Yeah, a guy.
I had a friend named Jody, a guy. Jody
Kathy.
Homer.
There was Sissy, Buffy, and Jody.
I
It was
like
Jonathan. They called him Jody.
Oh yeah, Sissy. Who played Sissy?
Kathy Garver.
She was
kind
a
of
cutie.
cute,
Is
right?
she still alive? She's probably not. Because
She's
that
still
was-
around. She's still around.
Oh, good.
She's still around.
Because every time I'd see her, I would clean up a little bit.
Randy,
Oh boy.
take this off the page.
Do you need a page?
Just take it off because when Kiki comes on, that way it'll be easier just to add her. We'll be able to see her better.
Come on, Kiki. Come on. Come on.
She said she's getting her ear pods fired up.
All right.
You know, the first time we interviewed her,
She used to call the show Buffy and Jody. I want to watch Buffy and Jody. Buffy and Jody. That's probably how songs sounded.
the first time
Remember-
that
Being a kid and talking really stupid just to get people's attention and cry talking at the same time to
Cry
your way.
talking.
I want to go eat. Of course, I do that still.
Daddy.
So
the first
You
time
still
we
do
interviewed
that? When you
me
want to
and
eat?
Kiki, I thought Kiki was slow or something because I would say something and she wouldn't respond. She'd just kind of smile, you know. And I was talking about her tattoos and she just kind of smiled. And I said, you look like a walking comic book, but they're beautiful, you know. And she wouldn't react right. And I'm like, what's going on? Was that offensive? But come to find out, her internet was slow. So we would say something and it would take about 45 seconds for it to register. And I was so glad when I found that out because I'm thinking, I am saying some wrong crap.
I love to blame how slow I am on the internet.
Kirsten, you look great.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Hi guys. How are you tonight?
Good.
We're hanging in
You
there.
want to click that camera on?
No, she doesn't.
Absolutely not.
Randy, get with the program. Is it 45 seconds have already elapsed? This is what we get. We get her
There
voice.
she is. There she is.
Sounds lovely in pajamas, I'll have you know, Randy.
Beautiful in
Right?
pajamas.
Thank you. They're hot pink, you know, and my face is washed and my hair is up. So you get my avatar. That's as good as it's going to
Oh
get
my
tonight.
goodness. That's a
Well, you know, that does not surprise me that you're wearing hot pink.
I
because I
know.
We would
I
have
think
better
that matches.
viewership if Randy would just use your avatar instead of just showing his face every time.
Are you kidding me? We love you, Randy. Don't listen to these mean men.
Thank you, Kirsten, for coming to my
course.
defense.
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? We missed you at Thrive.
Gene bullies me.
I know. Rude, man.
And it's really affecting my confidence too, you can tell.
You just look beside yourself, my guy. What are we going to do?
I could say something about Randy looking beside himself, but we have you on to tell us your story of your memorable Mormon testimony meeting.
Guys, I have been in some really, really insane Mormon testimonies meetings, like insane. So, my top two, I will let you choose which one you'd like to hear. We can hear the one about the cult of the Manson family, or the one where the husband came to church for his dead wife. Those are my
Oh.
top
Hey,
two.
Manson family.
Okay.
I remember the one about the dead wife. Yeah.
Yeah.
He came
So-
to church.
I've heard that one.
Hitler?
Yes.
Oh, dear.
So, yeah, I'll just tell them both. Let's start with
Yeah.
the dead
Yeah.
wife one, since
No,
you
we don't
guys.
have to. We don't have to
Super.
scrimp here.
So, the dead wife story. When I was about, I have to say, like 8 years old, my dad was in the bishopric. I can't remember if he was the bishop or first counselor, but he's in the bishopric, and it's a testimony meeting. And one of, the members of the ward gets up, very penitent, just hanging his head, starts sharing his testimony, talking about how much he loves the gospel and he's grateful that he could be there that Sunday because when he woke up, his wife was dead in the bed next to him. But he knew
I'm not
that
laughing at that.
she would really want him to go to church. So he got up and got dressed and got his son dressed and came to church and left her dead body at the house. And bore testimony of how true the gospel was, and she would be so glad that him and their son came to church. And then after he said amen, my dad pulled him aside and was like, you got to do something about the dead body. Like, you can't leave a dead body in your house.
No kidding.
Although
Yeah.
I would rather
So-
go to church than sit at home with a dead body, come to think of it.
I was a kid, so I have no idea what happened, but I remember that vividly because being a kid, I was like, what? Like, I knew her, she was a member of our ward. They weren't too terribly old. I mean, probably
trying to
maybe a
think of-
little older than my parents. So I probably like 40s or 50s, so not terribly old. And she just dead at home in the bed.
I'm trying to think of what cop show that would be a really good episode on.
But
Can you imagine being interviewed and testifying?
No, I can't. I cannot fathom that. That to me
She
is
was dead, but we really needed to get to church.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Like-
when I told Megan this story, she was like, dude, do you think he did it? And I was like, dude, you've been in true crime
That's what I'm
space
talking about.
way too long.
That's what the officers are going to say. So your wife dies and you go to church instead of calling it in. Okay.
And they're going to be like, yeah, we're Mormon. They'll be like, oh, we
Come
get
down
it
to the
now.
office and we're going to talk to you for another 12 hours.
and it's not a cult. Remember that. Just remember that. It's not a cult.
Oh, well, Tim,
Nothing
perfect
culty about
segue. So this is perfect segue. This is my other strange Mormon testimony story. I have many though, guys. I was a EFY counselor, so I mean I've got some there, but this one takes the cake. So it was a Relief Society testimony meeting. So the ladies are all feeling all the things and in their emotions and stuff. And the sister gets up and she's like, I feel really strongly that I need to share with everyone how I joined the church. And we're like, oh, this will be great. She's like, so I was in a group before this and it was a family and we all spent time together and we had a leader. I'm sure some of you have heard of him, Charlie Manson.
No, sir.
I swear to God. And she's like, when I was in the family, Charlie would teach us about things. And when he gave us the assignment, she said how he decided, yes, they all sat in a circle and were holding hands and then they closed their eyes. And if you felt him touch your hand, that meant you were chosen to carry out the assignment. And the two girls on either side of her that she was holding hands with were chosen and she wasn't. And she was so incredibly hurt by this act that he didn't choose her that she left the family. And that same week, she was approached by the missionaries and joined the Mormon church. And so she knew that Charlie didn't really care for her and that she was meant to be a Mormon.
Wow.
Tell me she had a cross tattooed on
Oh my
her forehead.
God, dude. Oh, I wish, man. Well, at least we would know she was weird. Like, I had known this lady, like, gone to activities with her and stuff. But what blew my mind even more was, like, she didn't ever say, like, I'm so grateful I didn't go and kill Sharon Tate or anything like that. She was like,
Right.
I'm so grateful I met the missionaries because obviously Charles Manson didn't really care about, like, what? What the
Yeah, in a way, I could almost
Oh
say
my
I
God.
left the church for a similar reason. Nobody asked me to kill anybody, so I guess I left the church.
Right.
Maybe it's the same reason.
Literally, I was like, what? And what was crazy is people are like looking around the room at each other, but no one ever brought it up ever again. And I was always wanted to like go up to other women in my ward and be like, when are we going to talk about this
Yeah.
lady being in the Manson family? Like, this
No
didn't bother
kidding.
anybody else?
How old were you when you heard that story?
I had kids, so I had to be in like my mid-20s,
Mhm.
maybe late 20s. So, you know,
Wow.
she was older. She was probably my parents' age. I mean, it would make sense if she was in the Manson family. She had to be in her
Yeah.
like 60s by then. So,
Okay, Kirsten,
Yeah.
so get her on our show.
are you kidding me? I would never want to talk to her again. I'll be like, she'll be like, what do you mean a cult?
I want to get to the point where she calls him Charlie.
Oh, yeah, it was crazy. That was the thing, too, that she was just like, you might have heard of him, Charlie. Like, the way she said it, like,
Yeah.
dude,
It's like
it
I
was
used to be in a
bizarre.
cult, and the leader was a guy named Joey Smith.
Right? Exactly. Exactly.
You might
So,
have heard
you
of
know.
Little
him.
Joey. He was a
Oh
cat.
my gosh.
Oh, my God. Yeah, no
I wonder what
thanks.
the bishop was thinking when she's spouting this stuff.
Well, it was in Relief Society. That was the thing.
Oh, it was
it
in
was
Relief
in the
Society.
right. And I mean,
Oh.
I'm assuming you gentlemen have not attended a Relief Society testimony meeting. You know, that's my assumption. They get very like feely, and I feel like people share way more in there than they normally would.
Oh yeah,
So-
they share way more in there than they do in fast and testimony meeting. That's true.
They spill the tea is what they do.
Oh, well, I mean, guys, just to give you an idea too, you know, I was in Megan Connor's aunt and uncle's ward.
That's right.
So I've been in testimony meeting with Lori's mother. So yeah, I got some fucking stories. That's all I gotta
Yeah.
say.
No kidding. Oh my
Yeah, we're going to
gosh.
do a whole show where Kirsten talks about
Oh
Lori's
Jesus.
relatives
And then I get sued.
sharing their testimony. That's right.
Dude, I mean, just all I have to say is everyone was like, "Oh my God, why did this happen?" I could tell you why it happened, dude. It didn't surprise me. That's all I'm saying.
Well, thanks, Kiki. Yeah,
Anytime, you guys. I hope you have a good evening. Enjoy the stories and
You too.
have
Thank
We're
you
fun.
very
so
much.
glad you came on. And
Yeah.
Yes,
and
Yeah.
feel
Have
free
a
to
good
do it
night, guys.
anytime.
you
Bye-bye.
too. You too. Take care. Bye.
And we're just going to end the show up with that because that was pretty awesome.
We
And
can't
Can't
top
do better than
that.
that.
thanks everybody for watching.
Thank you,
It's
guys.
March of 2026, and it's just time keeps on marching on all this month. I bet. That's
Yeah.
my-
Yeah, I think it will. You know what? I kind of hate that time's going so fast.
Yeah.
I hate that because
on
I
one
feel
hand.
like
On the other
Slow
hand,
it down.
get this mess over with.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
But anyhow, there's lots of good things in the world. There's lots of bad things, and no matter good or bad, all I can say is, Randy, so I'm going to have some
ooh,
chocolate.
is that Kinder?
This is a rum. This is a rum nougat from
Hey,
C's.
you owe me to buy chocolate.
I would gladly to buy you chocolate on Tuesday.
He'll buy you chocolate on Tuesday if you.
He was
For a
going
hamburger
to give me
today.
some on the way to
For a hamburger
Thrive.
today, I'll buy you chocolate on Tuesday.
Aha.
I wonder.
All
I
right.
wonder why you had to have all your teeth replaced.
I announced every day is Halloween to me.
Oh my gosh! Well,
There you go.
if you can
There
do
you
that
go.
and stay alive, good for you.
That's right. There's that
All
whole
right.
life part. That's
It's
always a
time
problem.
to just say goodnight.
That's right.
We
Good night,
love.
everybody.
We
We'll
love.